Now, the Bank of New York is a very, very controversial bank. I'm sure you're aware. And I'll tell you why before I ask the question. In 2005, Mr. Chairman, no, it is not an opinion. Mr. Chairman, in 2005, the bank was made to pay to federal officers $38 million for engaging in money laundering. And this led to the prosecution of one of its vice presidents. And this was as a result of, money laundered to the tune of about $17 billion through hundreds of ways. It ended up in the prosecution of 9 people. This was the time that, per your CV, you were working there. 2007, the same bank, Russia, filed a $22.5 billion lawsuit against the bank for money laundering, which was settled for $14 million. And this also happened at the time that you were working there, per your CV, if it is correct that indeed you worked there. Now, in 2011, the Justice Department in New York filed civil suits against the bank, alleging a decade-old foreign currency fraud. Now the question is, Mr. Chairman.
Sorry, I have tried earlier, but you go out on social media assaulting that. I'm trying to prevent you from asking questions. That's why I'm indulging you. But this is clearly breaching our Rules Order 67. Can you please go on to your question? What has the bank's prosecution of others, not the candidate, not the nominee here, got to do with us?
Thank you. I'll ask the question now. Thank you. I'll ask the question now. Now, can you, based on this record of the bank that you worked with, at the time that you worked, can you kindly...
I guess I may also need to address an aspect of the question that you asked. That, yes, you said he's claiming that he worked at a particular location, if indeed he worked there. That seriously is questioning the integrity of the person. And unless you have evidence to prove that he didn't work there, you cannot phrase the question that way. Clearly very offensive. Colleague, and I was not here in the morning. I don't know what the chairman is talking about, but I will plead with you that in formulating and framing your questions, please be very careful and address your mind to our rules of procedure. With respect to you.
I hope you take a cue, and please be advised. Go on.
Thank you. So the foundation still stands, and the question is, can you kindly briefly, tell us your work at the bank, how you were engaged, how you were discontinued, how you discontinued working with the bank, and perhaps later furnish us with the document that shows how you left the bank, so we can assure ourselves as a nation that you at no particular point in time played any role in these scandals that I have hinted at. Thank you.
Your question is overruled. If you want another question, please go on, but please nominate disregard and the part relating to order.
I can answer, Mr. Chairman.
Order.
Mr. Chairman.
Order. Please, if you want to answer the question relating to what role you did, answer.
The money laundering issues of 2007 and 2005 and 2007 happened in London, a totally different jurisdiction from New York, where I was. A totally different jurisdiction from where I was. If the honorable member would care to investigate the structure of the holding company, Bank of New York, New York, Bank of New York, London, Bank of New York, Brussels, Bank of New York, Mexico, don't have lateral relationships. We all report to the holding company of the Bank of New York, New York, New York. It beats my imagination, therefore, that a case that happened outside my jurisdiction and a case for which was investigated and specific individuals held accountable and prosecuted without my name ever being associated with the business becomes an issue. The Ashantis have a proverb. To wit, because God abhors evil deeds, he gave each and every one of us a unique name. Mr. Chairman, the question has no linkage. The question of the criminal prosecutions has no linkage to New York and my employment. So I am rather lost on why it's an issue.
Honorable Nominee, your point is well made. Thank you very much. It's play by the rules, or else I'll go past you and call other people.
Mr. Chairman, I think that I have to make it clear that I am not happy with the way that I am treated on this committee. Mr. Chairman, I want it on record that I never impugned ill motives to the nominee. I simply referred to scandals and sought to find out how he left the bank, so we assure ourselves that he had no role in those scandals because a vice president was held responsible and he also left as vice president. I never impugned ill motive, I never accused him, and I would like that to be on record that I am not happy about the way you have treated me on this committee.
Honorable Suhuyini, you're not ready to ask a question, I'll move on.
To my next question.
No, I've ruled you out. I'm asking another person too.
What kind of rudeness is this?
Honorable Cabo.